everyone, I am Prasuk Jain from IIPS. My roll number is IC2K1728. I am here to present my topic and 5 questions of Unix book from 8.21 to 9.4 of Test to Understandings. My topic is Email Basics. This all video is made under the guidance of Dr. Vivek Srivastav sir. So let's get started with the questions. So the first question is, to append .c to the variable x, you have to use expression first $x with .c, second $x.c in double quotes, third $x with curly braces .c, fourth any of these, fifth only first two. So the answer is any of these. So to append .c to variable x, we can simply write .c with $x or .c in double quotes with $x or .c with $x where x is in the curly braces. We can use all of them. So the next question is, what is the significance of PID and PPID? So the answer is, the PID is the unique number assigned to a process by the kernel. The PPID is the PID of the parent. The PID is the unique ID of a process. Like if we want to execute or delete any particular process, we use PID to distinguish among all of the process, or if we like to delete it from the origin, we use PPID, that is parent process ID. So the next question is, which process do you think may have the maximum number of children? So the answer is the init process with the PID 1 and the parent of all shells. The init process is the initial process when the computer system starts with the PID 1, through which all the processes are made. So it has the maximum number of children. So the next question is, how do you display all processes running on your system? So the answer is, we used to display process running on system on two different versions of Unix. First one is SVR4, that is System V Release 4 by PS-E, and one is Linux by PSAUX. So the next question is, which programs are executed by spawning a shell? What does the second shell do? The answer is shell scripts. The subshell reads and executes each statement in the script. That's all from the questions of Test to Understandings. Now I start with my topic, that is email basics. A Unix system is used by multiple users, so the communication through the system seems natural and necessary. It's no wonder that electronic mail, that is email, is one of the first applications that Unix users are familiar with. So let's see the applications of email. Email is fast because a message is usually received in a few seconds. But the post office mail is often referred as snail mail because it is very slow. Second, it is cheap. Third, it is used to exchange graphics, sounds, and video files. An email message never appears on your terminal the moment it is received. It is deposited in your mailbox even when you are not logged in. The shell regularly checks this mailbox, and when it detects the arrival of new mail, it issues a mail similar to this. You have a new mail in /var/mail/Romeo, where Romeo is the user. You can see this message either when you log in or after a program run by you completes execution. It's good to practice to see incoming mail immediately upon arrival rather than defer it for future viewing. So after viewing, you have some options with the received mails. First one is reply to the sender. So when you receive the mail, you can reply to the sender who sends that mail. Second, forward it to others. The mail you received from a sender, you can forward it to others, so the information transfers from you to others. Third, save it in mailbox or separate file. Like if you want to save it for future viewing, you can save it in mailbox or either your separate file. Fourth, delete it. You can delete it if you don't like the message or if you want to release some memory. Fifth, print it. If a printer is attached to your computer, you can print that mail to a hard copy. so you can view without any computer. Sixth, add the address of the sender and all recipients to the address book. You can memorize the address of recipients and senders by saving or by adding their address in the address book. Seventh, call up a helper application to view if it is not in a plain text format. If you can't able to understand what it is written in the mail, you can call a helper application through which you can convert the unreadable format to the plain text format or readable format. Most character-based mails program like MailX, Mail, Pine, that mail does not remain in the mailbox after it is viewed. The message moves from the mailbox to the mbox, that is secondary file, where it remains until it is explicitly deleted. Now we see the mail addressing scheme or mail addressing system. A recipient is identified by their email address. The addressing scheme in the early days simply used the recipient's username as the email address. However, in a single network, the email address also uses the machine name as a component. Like we see here two forms of address. First one is MailX Henry, where Henry is the username and Henry on the same host. Second one is MailX Henry@Saturn, where Henry is the username and Saturn is the machine name. Here Henry on the network's host Saturn. The second example uses a combination of username and machine called host name. The email address is unique in a network. A similar form it is used in internet addressing, except that the internet uses domain name instead of simple host names. So the domain name is MailX Henry@heavens.com. Because of the way domains are allotted, no two individuals or organizations can have the same email address on the internet. So these addressing system may help to the unique ID of a user to communicate with each other. With this unique ID, you can easily distinguish between other users and the sender and the recipients. Now let us discuss about MailX. One of the strengths of Unix lies in its command line tools. Even though we may use sophisticated mailer for handling our mail, we also need a simple mail program that can run non-interactively from shell scripts. We should be able to execute this program with its various command line options using redirection and piping to generate the mail headers and message body on the fly. We discuss MailX as a character-based mail agent that can do that. MailX finds place in POSIX specification, which no longer requires Unix system to support the easiest mail agent of all, the mail command. Linux doesn't support MailX, so you must use mail or BSD based mail, which have a lot in common with MailX. There are two ways of invoking MailX, in the sending and receiving modes. In the sending mode, MailX is used with the email address of the recipient as argument. In the receiving mode, you generally use it without arguments to handle your received mail. In this mode, you can perform all the mail functions as we discussed as the application of the mail. First, sending mail. In the sending mode, MailX turn interactive, prompting for the subject first. You have to key it in before entering the message body. The same conversation apply. Use the standard input key to your input and then use Ctrl D. This is how user send mail. Second, receiving mail. All incoming mail is appended to the mailbox. This is a text file named after the user ID of the recipient. Unix system maintain the mailbox in a directory which is usually /var/mail. A user's mail is appended to /var/mail/username. By default, MailX reads this file for viewing received mails. That's all from my topic. Thank you everyone. Give your genuine feedback about this video. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.